Well, after what has it been? Just over 20 weeks straight making my pick streams. We're officially at the final football game of the season. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog coming at you with my last picks live stream of the season already, as it's officially Super Bowl 58. What's up, Karam? Yeah, guys, Super Bowl 58 is right around the corner. I already know what I gotta do. We're gonna do like I've been doing before. I'm gonna go compare each team's best unit. I'm gonna compare each team's offense and defense, and I'll even go as deep as their special teams. And I'm gonna tell you who I think has the edge in each position group. And then at the end, I will give you guys my legit pick. Oh, yeah, it's been fun in the DMs, of course. It's always fun in the DMs. It go down in the DMs. Y'all wish you knew what was being said in the DMs. I'm not gonna expose the DMs in this live stream because that's not a good thing to do. Because a lot of gossip and crap being said in the freaking live in the DMs. Like I said, it goes down in the DMs. But yeah, guys, so the last football knowledge has been done for about a month now, officially. And March 15th. Yeesh. Then they beat the Commanders. And then for the first time in quite a while, they lost to the Rams in the regular season. Granted, no starters were playing in that game, so they don't even really care about that game. Playoffs come around. They escape against the Packers. Then they really beat the Lions by 3. And of course, that game they were down pretty big. I streamed that game, of course. Yeah, they were getting beat up pretty good, and then they came back. They stormed back, and now they're back against the Chiefs. And you look at the Chiefs, and I've said this many times, like on Twitter and to other people in the community. This had to have been the most vulnerable Chiefs team that they've had with Mahomes at quarterback. This was the most beatable team they've had. That's how good they've been. Week 1, they lose by 1 point to the Lions. And then they rattle off 6 straight wins, beating the Jags, the Bears, the Jets, Vikings, Broncos, and Chargers. Like, that's impressive. Then they lose to the Broncos 24-9. Then they beat the Dolphins 21-14. They lose to the Eagles 21-17. Then they beat the Raiders. Then they lose back to back to the Packers and the Bills. Then they beat the Patriots by 10. They lose to the Raiders. That was an interesting game. Then they wrapped up by beating the Bungles and the Chargers. And the crazy thing about a lot of those losses, besides the Broncos loss, they had the ball last in I think every single loss besides that Bronco game. I'm pretty sure. I mean, that was the only game that they lost that was more than a touchdown. They had a chance to win every single game besides that one, for the most part. So they could have easily only had one loss this year. Isn't that crazy? And yet here they are. Yep. And then they go to the postseason. They smack the Dolphins in a frigid Arrowhead. They beat the Bills by 3 because their kicker goes wide right, gives their fans PTSD. And then they beat the Ravens by 7. It was fun. What are your thoughts on Carlos Santana? Traitor. Nah, he's solid. He brings meaning to that saying of sometimes you live long enough to see a hero become a villain or whatever. That dude has been in the league so long. He started off as an Indian slash Guardian. Then he went to the Phillies, came back, then he left again, and he's old, but he could still get you walks and he can get on base and hit dongs every once in a while. It is what it is. Rudy says Dallas. Dallas. Dallas isn't even in this. Where should you get Dallas from? So yeah, both teams have kind of gotten on a little hot streak. I mean, good stuff to see from the Chiefs. They've won 5 in a row heading into this game, so they're on a hot streak, and they've looked pretty good. Granted, these last two playoff games that they've had kind of gave their fans a little, chest pain, but they won. And now we get a rematch of the 2019 Super Bowl, right? We all remember that one in Miami. The Niners looked like they had the game won. Chiefs stormed back, won that game, and tore the hearts out of the Niners fans' chests, and that was brutal. So Niners fans have a chance at revenge here. So with that being said, overall for this game, the line opened up at San Fran, favored by 2.5, and now it is San Fran favored by 1.5. So it's gone down a bit. Leading the way for the Niners, Brock Purdy, 308 of 444, 4,280 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. Pat Mahomes, 401 of 597, 4,183 yards. So they're right around the same stratosphere, when it comes to same area, in yardage, passing yards, and then 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. So again, right around the same area. Rushing, Christian McCaffrey, 272 carries, 1,459 yards, 14 touchdowns. Of course, the last time the Niners were in the Super Bowl, they didn't have CMC. They had Raheem Mostert. Raheem was really good, but McCaffrey's on another level. Pacheco, 205 carries, 935 yards, 7 touchdowns. And then through the air, of course, Ayuk, 75 receptions, 1,342 yards, 7 touchdowns. Kelce led the way, of course, for Kansas City. 93 receptions, 984 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift's going to be in attendance, so should be a doozy. I'm not going to get into injuries or anything, but yeah, Omenihu's out. Joe Tooney's probably not playing for Kansas City. Jerick McKinnon could play, and maybe Sky Moore too. Nothing for the Niners at this point. Now, let's compare the units. So we're going to start off with the Niners offense versus the Chiefs defense. Of course, starting for the Niners, Brock Purdy at quarterback. He's pretty good, Mr. Irrelevant, right? Very relevant. Now, McCaffrey at running back with a little Elijah Mitchell, maybe some Jordan Mason mixed in there. Kyle Juszczyk at fullback. We all know Shanahan loves to, utilize a fullback every now and then. Tight end, you have George Kittle versus Travis Kelce again. Love this matchup. And then receivers, Ayuk, Samuel, Jennings. Solid unit overall. It's a very good unit. Offensive for the Niners is really, really good. Trent Williams at left tackle. Banks, Brendel, Burford, and McKivitz are the other 4. Overall, really solid Niner offense. But then you look at the Chiefs defense up front. You have Karlaftis, you have Jones, Trayshawn Wharton, and Mike Dana. And then linebackers, Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, who has been a stud this year. He's going to get a solid amount of money from somebody in free agency, most likely. And then L'Jarius Sneed, Justin Reed, Mike Edwards, Jalen Watson, and Trent McDuffie in the secondary. That's going to be a fun matchup. That receiving core for the Niners versus that secondary. I'll tell you what, Spags has that defense looking real good lately. People used to slander Spags, but now Their defense has really carried them this year for sure. They could have lost many more games than they actually did, but their defense has been really, really good. So when it comes down to that, I'd say advantage probably Chiefs defense. Yeah, advantage Chiefs versus the Niner offense. I just like the Chiefs defense. You know, it's been a solid unit, but we'll see how the Niners do. Now you flip the script. We talk about the Chiefs offense, Niners defense. Of course, Pat Mahomes at quarterback, Isaiah Pacheco with a little Clyde Edwards-Helaire, maybe some little Michael Piron at running back. Of course, you got Travis Kelce at tight end. Offensive line, they're going to have their hands full this week. Donovan Smith at left tackle. We'll see what happens at left guard. Tooney's most likely not going to play, so maybe it'll be Nick Allegretti. And then Creed Humphrey at center, Trey Smith at right guard, Jawan Taylor at right tackle. And then receivers, Justin Watson, MVS, Rashee Rice. Then you have Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney, possibly Richie James, Justin Ross. Yeah, I mean, offense is nice, but you look at that Niner defense. Up front, Bosa, Armstead, Hargrave, the big money man. They actually took him from us. I mean, I thought he was going to be a Brown. I think it was between us and the Niners for his services. And he chose them. What's up, Asia? Always good to see you in the chat. Hope all is well. And then, of course, they traded for Chase Young. So, very good front line for that defense. Very good front. Legit. And you look and you got Drake Greenlaw, Fred Warner, Charvarius Ward at linebacker, at corner too. You have Ward, Brown, Gibson with Ambry Thomas and Demador Lenore. My only concern, Ambry Thomas. He's a bum. So yeah, as long as they don't let him get exposed, they'll be fine. They'll be really good. Yeah, when I look at it like that, I got to give defense another advantage here. I can't trust the Chiefs offense to really get anything going. They've had trouble catching the ball. Running game has been kind of meh at times. And I like the Niner defense. So I'm going to go advantage defense again. So again, both defenses are going to be key in this game. We'll see what happens, right? We have Steve Wilks versus Spags. Should be a good one. And I'm even going to go to special teams. So for the Niners, I don't usually talk about special teams, but this is the tiebreaker. Mitch Wishnowsky punting, Jake Moody kicking. He's been kind of up and down. I mean, he lost him the game against the Browns because he shanked a kick. Tabor Pepper, long snapper, yeah, whatever, Raven McLeod returning punts and kicks. And then for the Chiefs, you have Tommy Townsend punting, Harrison Butker, really good kicking, James Winchester, the snapper. Returning, you have Richie James, former Niner. How about that, huh? I think when you look at that, points matter, and I trust Butker. So advantage Chiefs, special teams. Now, as far as who I think is going to win this game, I think it'll be close. It'll probably come down to the final possession again. But my final pick of the season, I'm going to go Niners. I think the Niners are going to squeak it out by the skin of their teeth. Really. To the point where, for anyone who's familiar with their channel, my guys over at the Sports Sphere, they're going to be watching, they're going to be streaming this game. This game is going to be so close. I could see it going to the very end. I'm talking game winning field goal. And Rocha, my guy, shout out to you if you're watching. I doubt you are. This dude's going to be sweating bullets at the end. His heart is going to be in his throat. It could come down to the Moody. I pity him, man. If it comes down to Moody, like it could be tie game. 5 seconds left. Super Bowl on the line, right? He makes it, they win the damn thing. He misses, they go to overtime, and who knows what happens there. Man, and I think Moody nails the kick, and all of the Bay Area goes crazy. In fact, there are so many people that are jumping up and down, right? It causes an earthquake. And the earthquake triggers the San Andreas Fault to activate. And all of a sudden, the whole state of California splits. And then while they're celebrating, you just see the piece of the California just start wandering off into the ocean. But no, on a real note, like they're going to win this game and they're going to get their sixth. And all of a sudden, the Steelers and the Patriots are going to have company in the sixth game. And the thing is, unlike those two teams, the Niners are a legit threat to get 7. Because they're not going anywhere anytime soon. The Steelers, their window closed when Baker beat them. And the Patriots, their window closed at the hands of, I believe, the Titans. Because that was the last game Brady played for them against the Titans. Then he left to go to Tampa. So, yeah, I'm going to go Niners to win the game. I think it'll come down to probably a field goal at the end. And, yeah, Niners are going to get their 6th. So, that's really all I got, right? So, yeah, with that being said, that's my pick. I'm sticking to it. It was a fun season, guys. And you can essentially say we can turn off the light on the 2023 season. So, the next time you will see football on this channel, I don't know when that'll be. Could be next, it could be the day after, could be a week after the Super Bowl. I might not do another video until I do my freaking free agent target videos. Those are always fun. I'm sure I'll be doing football videos between now and then. You know, rumors, reports, if we extend anybody, if we hire any new coaches, extensions. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some extensions coming up. I can probably name a few players that should be getting an extension soon, mainly JOK. And then, of course, you have NFL honors. Am I going to do a reaction video to Myles Garrett possibly winning Defensive Player of the Year? Or no, I'll just talk about who won awards and who didn't. It sounds like Myles could be the Defensive Player of the Year, but we'll see. I mean, he's won 2 of the other, like the what was it, Pro Football Writers Association. He won that one. I think he won another one too. But yeah, it's looking real good for him to win that award, but we'll see. They're probably going to give it to Watt because, of course, they would, just to piss us off. You know. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. You know, keeping it 20 minutes. Only one game. Not going to go over an hour for one game. There's not too much to talk about. So, with that being said, I will see you all, well, tomorrow, technically. Today, Wednesday, for some Cavs and Wizards. Trade deadline is upon us. We'll see if anything happens. And it's actually been very quiet on the trade front. It's been too quiet, actually. I'm beginning to think that we might only have like 4 trades happen this year because there's nothing else. What's this dude Dashy saying? What excuse will these Stepford apologists, Ohio State Buckeye Chris Holtmann fans will have after we blew an 18-point lead tonight? Well, Chris Holtmann's a bum. He needs to be sent on a bus to Alcatraz. Get him on a bus to Guantanamo. Honestly, he needs to have his bags already packed. Because considering we have a new athletic director now, you'd think he'd want to coach his best, right? Put his best effort out there coaching. Put out a couple coaching master classes, impress the new boss. Oh, but crazy dog, Gene Smith ain't leaving yet. But Ross, Mr. Bjork is watching, right? Gene Smith is still here. If Gene Smith was not leaving, we knew Chris Holtmann was not going anywhere. That bozo Gene Smith would extend Holtmann rather than fire him because Gene Smith embraces mediocrity. The dude took him now, what, 3 years into NIL for us to finally start using that crap a little bit. So I've seen enough. Please get me a real head coach. Your lips to God's ears. And unfortunately, God has earplugs in. Right now, anyway. Gotta smack him in the face. Seriously, Chris Holtmann needs to be let go. I've seen enough. And I've been a guy that's been like, give him time. Nah, he's had enough time. He's had more than enough time. He's had way more than enough time. I mean, he's going to squander another solid coaching team for this crap. What's up, Daniel? But yeah, of course, if they did get rid of him, that would be great. But yeah, not a good way to impress the new boss. It's not a dynasty if Chiefs don't win it, right? Right. Yeah. But I yearn for the day that Chris Holtmann gets canned. But yeah, this is not a good way to impress the new boss, right? Ross the boss. Hey. Yeah, Ross Bjork, the new AD for Ohio State. If I'm Ross Bjork, I'm over here like, okay, how do I fire this loser? Oh man, he's probably like, well, I don't want to fire him now because we're too late in the season. The moment that season ends, I need to see a freaking tweet saying Pittman has been fired. Oh, what about buyout? No, I don't think it would take much. I mean, I bet you there's Buckeye fans that would drive him to the airport themselves. Nah, it shouldn't take much to buy him out. I would eat that freaking money and then say bye bye. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I will see you all tomorrow for Cavs Wizards. And then I'm probably going to go live on Thursday for the trade deadline a little bit. I may or may not have JB Taylor on with me, but we'll see. Most likely not, because he's probably going to have stuff to do. But yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for Cavs Wizards. But yeah, no more football for what, 7 months? I mean, we're still gonna have like camps and stuff going down. Gonna have workouts. I might do videos talking about when we have guys coming in for like college visits and stuff, talking about workouts. Oh, the Browns are interviewing this guy. The Browns are talking to this guy. Not like it matters because we don't have a first round pick this year. Although I'm pretty sure we will have one next year, so that'll be fun. Getting to care about the first round again. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Go Browns, and I guess go Niners this week. I'm not trying to see the Chiefs win another one. No, hell nah. No, I'd rather see the Niners win it. That'd be cool. I know a lot of Niner fans on this platform. It'd be cool to see them happy, right? That'd be cool. So I'll see you guys later.